Hey, it's Release and welcome to another studio vlog, and if it's your first of mine, hi, welcome. I'm Release and I'm an artist and content creator, and I felt like sharing some parts of my day with you guys. I recently made an order to Knives Meow store, and I got some like really adorable stickers. And I guess I like to hoard stickers because I have a couple that I just haven't used yet. And I don't know what I'm waiting for. I definitely have that sticker anxiety that a lot of people talk about. But I want to put some of these new ones on my iPad case because I just want to change some of the ones on here. And just like replace some of these because I don't know if you can see I have like a piece of tape holding it together. These are from our sticker book. And they just don't stick very well. Some of them are holding on pretty well, but these two are just not staying very well. So I think I'm gonna have to either just cover it or I don't know. I just want to add some more stickers to this. I didn't even realize there's also a clover in this design, sticker design. There's a bunch of different elements in here. Maybe I'll put one on this. I've been bullet journaling. I started recently. I tried doing this last year. It just wasn't going very well. And lately I've just been really wanting to write down the things I want to do more than like seeing it on an app or anything. That's what I used to do. So maybe I'll cover this in stickers as well. It's really cute. Ooh, finish the sticker sheet. Adorable. Then I felt like drawing in my sketchbook, and while I do that, I wanted to chat about what it's like being on social media, specifically as a content creator and as an artist online. I've been posting my art online since I was in high school, I believe, and so I witnessed all the dramatic changes of social media, like all the new features of Instagram and what once was Musical.ly and is now TikTok, and even YouTube Shorts. And all the takeaways from these changes was that short form content became the new hype, and people didn't really look at photos as much anymore, or even sit and watch a full-length video or even 1-minute videos. And long story short, our attention spans shortened very quickly. And when I was younger, I was struggling with my mental health and just having these horrible thoughts in my head all the time. Being on my phone while I was playing something on the TV and always listening to music all at the same time was something that did help me keep those thoughts at bay. But now when we're multitasking on all these devices, it's kind of displayed as boredom, just like not being solved by one thing. So we feel like we need to be doing all these things at once. And I'm not saying that these are always bad things. I mean, for a lot of people, they do enjoy having those few hours looking at their phone and doing things, or it is probably their job to be on their phone all the time. But you know, some people just really don't like it. And I started to become that person. Social media used to be a place where people would share their lives and, you know, play games, share their artwork, and now it's been overtaken by like hate and scary news and things like rage bait, and now even AI. So it's become scarier and tougher for those smaller creators to grow between all this mess. And while some people enjoy that brain rot and being chronically online, others, like myself, have just really stopped enjoying it altogether. And there were many times in my life where I stopped posting on social media altogether, and I would go on hiatuses because I just stopped creating art and stopped enjoying things in general. And now I'm in a place where as a creator I need to post multiple times a week to grow, and I'm always noticing that off balance of performing really well in one app and then not performing well or at all on another, which makes it really hard to want to keep creating and posting altogether because, well, why post if no one's seeing it at all? And don't worry, I'm not trying to say that I will no longer be posting online. I do love sharing my art and inspiring others, just as others online inspire me. I just wanted to vent a bit about the real life and behind the scenes of being a creator. And yeah, you're probably thinking that it's not that serious to get upset or disappointed by social media because it's always changing, things are always changing, and you can't get disappointed by growth on social media because of those things. And you would be right, because it is not that serious. But today, so many people have become influencers, content creators as their full-time jobs. And while that would be my dream job, to work at home and make art all day, there's also the other side of that, which is burnout and art block, and even losing your love of something that you used to enjoy doing on your free time because, well, you monetized your hobbies and your passions, so you lost the passion for doing those things. What would I do if that happened to me? I can't say. But I can say that it is okay to take a break, because we all sometimes need to just take a step back and take a deep breath of fresh air, touch grass, unclench your jaw, and just relax. And if that doesn't help right away, it's also okay to even take a longer break, and because your well-being is more important than worrying about posting at the right time of day or what filters to use to match your aesthetic or getting that grid right. Yeah, there's no avoiding social media because media is how the world runs, and if you're not on socials, you'll get accused of living under a rock. But hey, if that rock is comfortable and you got a good book waiting for you under there, then live under that rock all you want. Social media is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sometimes I do try to spend less time scrolling on the apps because it just makes me an even more anxious person than I already am, and some things you can do to achieve that, not the anxiety part, to achieve not spending time on your phone, is that you can set daily time limits on those apps that you might get stuck scrolling on for hours. You can listen to music for a more healthy dose of dopamine or that serotonin that you need. Another thing is enjoy your hobbies and spending more time outside or with friends. And my favorite, read books. I read a lot of books, and I find that I don't even want to look at my phone when I'm lost in a book. So that was some advice I thought might help any of you out there that wants to stop that doom scrolling cycle. I hope some of those things I said might help you. Many of those things help me, especially reading, and you'll find soon enough that you are happier off your phone and you stop looking forward to scrolling. But no shame here, sometimes I do it myself, but it just only makes me upset, so I try to do some of those things so that cycle doesn't repeat itself. While we are on the topic of social media, I want to mention something really important about my social media platforms, not just to follow me, but that I've been having a really frustrating time on Instagram in general. My content performs a lot lower than on TikTok or on YouTube. It's hard to tell what the issue is. We can always blame the algorithm for any of these problems of not getting any engagement on your posts or your videos. Personally, last year, I think I found out that there were a dozen accounts just like mine, using my name, my profile picture, my bio, a lot of my posts. Everything was replicated. I believe there were bots just copying my page somehow. And I've gotten a couple of those accounts removed, but a lot of them are still up. Some of them have even gone private, probably because of me reporting them. They've been up for a long time, and I unfortunately didn't know until I randomly searched my name and found so many other accounts that looked just like mine, and I was so confused and terrified and upset. And like I said, I got some of them removed. I tried to report them every once in a while for impersonation, because that's my face, those are my pictures, that's my artwork, and that became one of the reasons why I stopped posting photos of my art altogether, or putting watermarks on top of them, or strictly only posting reels, even though those don't get engagement either. I'm just having a really hard time gaining followers, engagement on Instagram, and getting these bot fake accounts or whatever they are removed. If you ever tried looking for my Instagram account and searching my name, you probably saw a list of all these other ones and probably couldn't tell which one was me. On all my socials, it's at Arlise Maxine. There's no periods, no underscores, no dashes, nothing, no capitals, no official, no the, just my name, no spaces, nothing. I will insert what the account looks like in my profile picture if you're still having a hard time finding it. The link is always in the description of my videos, and I also have it linked in my link tree on Instagram, which is another reason to figure out which account is mine. There is a link, and like all of my reels are posted, weekly and stuff, and it's the only one that doesn't look like I changed my profile picture since then. They just haven't updated it or just stopped caring about my account. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't been getting followers, because people are confused when they search for me and there's all these other accounts. But this is mine. This is exactly what my page looks like. Always had a hard time gaining followers or just losing followers or just having a lot of blank accounts that follow me and just are inactive. And it's not just me that's been really struggling with gaining followers or engagement or even losing followers on Instagram. There are a lot of other artists and just, I guess, other content creators that have been really struggling with this. AI is just horrible and it's hard to avoid it sometimes, especially on Instagram, which has been really heavily pushing it, and even using the internet, there's always AI. It's just not something I enjoy or get excited about like so many other people. And it's become very easy for people to get fooled by it, which sucks. And AI just stealing people's voices, photographs, artwork, videos. So it's just been a weird time for artists, fighting back against AI and stuff. But yeah, on my other socials, I'm also Arlise Maxine on TikTok, and of course here on with the video. After that quick little sketchbook drawing session, I felt like animating something. I wanted to make some kind of cool border animation in my videos. I don't know how often I will use it. I just kind of felt like animating something very simple and easy, so I hopped onto Procreate and clicked on Animation Assist, and I also used a drawing assist in the quadrant option instead of symmetrical or grid, and that allows me to basically draw one thing on one side and it flips on the top and the bottom of the page and even the sides of the page. You guys know I love stars, I love drawing stars, and why not add a little bit of personality to my videos with some even more stars. So I drew a bunch of stars with a brush called Dry Ink, which is in a default brush on Procreate, and this is going to be like a PNG thing with like no background so that I can put it on top of my videos. You'll see at the end the results, and then I am clicking on Animation Assist and making sure that I have my drawing assist on my next frame and just drawing straight back on top of it. If you want a more in-depth thing on like how to animate, I have a video on my Patreon about that. I show you guys how to make a quick little animation, and basically this style makes like a jittery effect, but basically you just add a couple layers of drawing the exact same thing over, but just like not precisely, so it adds that little bit of movement, and it just makes for a really fun and super simple animation. I realized that this brush probably wouldn't transfer well, it would just look very pixelated, so I instead changed the brush to a thicker brush that doesn't have any holes. The style of the brush is that it's kind of holy, so I used a plain marker brush, and I'm only drawing in black because this marker brush works like how a marker does, where it's thin and you draw on top of it and it adds like another layer, and it's like in a completely different color. So whenever I use this brush, I try to use a color that I know won't overlap like that, which is either black or white. But I did change the color of the black to a dark green because I thought that would be interesting, and then I didn't think how often I would use that or if it would be so visible in my videos, so I changed it to white. But I do have both options. This is the dark green. I'm just having on the white background so you can actually see the movement, but I'm going to remove the background when I am going to be exporting this. I like to export it in animated PNG, and I like to do 5 frames per second, and here is the result. This is what the white one looks like. I think it's really cool and adorable, and I think I will use it a lot. And this is what the green one looks like. Like I said, it's not very visible, but really, really cool. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. And before I go, the wallpaper theme for this month, for the month of August, is plants, and I'm repping a plant shirt with my plant desktop wallpaper. I'm obsessed with the desktop wallpaper. I love all of plants together, and I even incorporated that same checkered background into the phone wallpapers as well. And I kept it simple this time with the folder icons, just some simple folders with some little plants sticking out of it. You can join my wallpaper club at any time, and you will even get access to all previous wallpapers and all previous content that I've made. I've been doing this since February, so there are several months worth of wallpapers for you to use and enjoy, lots of podcasts to listen to, and a bunch of exclusive videos and tutorials. And if you like any of these wallpapers, join with the link below and stay as a member, because you'll continue to receive exclusive content every single month as long as you're a member. Thank you again so much for watching this video. I will see you next time. Goodbye.